Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. Women always ask me, Steve, how do I talk to a man in a way that makes him really listen, makes him really see me? Well, I'm about to drop it on you tonight, because if you talk to a man the right way, he will go absolutely crazy for you, not in the best way possible. Men respond more to respect than flattery. And a lot of women miss this point because society has told you that men are simple creatures who just want to hear they're handsome, strong, or sexy. Now, don't get me wrong. We like to hear that. Every man wants to know his woman finds him attractive. But what goes deeper than all of that, what hits us where it counts, is respect. Respect is the language men understand. It's like oxygen. To us, it fuels our drive. It keeps us going. You can compliment a man's looks all day, but when you respect his character, his effort, his role as a man, you've just unlocked a part of him that very few people ever reach. Here's the thing most women don't realize. Flattery strokes a man's ego, but respect touches his soul. When you say, baby, I love how hard you work for this family, that does something to him. It makes him feel seen, valued, important. He doesn't just hear words, he hears confirmation that what he's doing matters. Men live to be needed, to be providers, to be protectors. And when you recognize that with respect, you're giving him something way more powerful than a compliment about his haircut. You're telling him he's fulfilling his purpose. And nothing drives a man crazier than a woman who can make him feel that way. You might be thinking, Steve, aren't respect and love the same thing? No, they're not. Love is emotional, but respect is foundational. A man can feel loved and still feel unappreciated. You can tell him you love him all the time, but if you don't show him respect, he'll eventually feel empty. Respect is tied to his identity. A man's pride, his confidence, his energy, it all comes from whether he feels respected by the people closest to him, especially the woman he loves. If a man feels disrespected, he'll start pulling back. He may not even know how to put it into words, but that lack of respect will eat at him. On the other hand, when you give him respect, he becomes stronger, more focused, more committed, because you've affirmed who he is at his core. Now, I know what some of you might be saying, Steve, does that mean I'm supposed to bow down and treat him like a king? No, that's not what I'm saying. Respect doesn't mean worship. Respect means acknowledgement. It means when he's trying, you notice. It means when he makes a decision, you value his input. It means when he puts effort into something, you let him know it matters. That's not submission, that's partnership. And men crave that type of energy because the world outside doesn't give us that. Out there, men get criticized, judged, compared, pressured. But when he comes home, if his woman talks to him with respect, that man feels like he can conquer the world. Think about this. A man can walk out his door and face rejection at work, stress in traffic, competition in his business, and people questioning him everywhere he turns. But if he comes home and you talk to him in a way that says, I see you, I believe in you, I appreciate you, he's recharged instantly. That's what respect does. It refuels his spirit. It gives him strength. That's what keeps him coming back to you over and over, because he knows he has a safe place where he doesn't have to prove himself, because you already see his worth. And let me say this, flattery fades. A man might like hearing he's attractive, but if that's all you give him, it eventually sounds shallow. Respect lasts. Respect digs deeper. Respect makes him stand taller, work harder, love stronger. When you talk to a man with respect, you're not just feeding his ego, you're feeding his purpose. And when you do that, you'll see a different man show up for you. He'll give you more love, more loyalty, more consistency, because you spoke to him in the one language men never get tired of hearing, respect. Women often think men enjoy the chase so much that they should keep everything a mystery, talk in riddles, drop hints, and expect us to figure it all out like some kind of romantic puzzle. But let me tell you something, men are not mind readers. We don't operate on hidden codes. And the truth is, the guessing game wears us out. You think you're keeping it interesting, but in reality, you're creating confusion, and confusion makes a man shut down. Direct communication is the secret sauce. It's the thing that takes all the tension out of the room and makes a man feel like he can succeed with you. Because at the end of the day, men want to win, and we can't win if we don't know what the rules are. See, when a woman says what she means, a man actually breathes easier. If you want him to call you, don't leave hints about how busy your phone bill is or how much you hate being bored. Just tell him you'd love to hear his voice. If you want him to spend time with you, don't drop little lines like, it must be nice having so much free time. Just say you miss him and want to see him. We don't see those clues you think are obvious because our brains don't work like that. We need clarity. And when you talk to us directly, we don't feel trapped. We feel relieved. Think of it this way. A man's world is full of competition. At work, in sports, in life, we're constantly trying to figure out how to win, how to get to the top, how to beat the challenge. When we come home or step into a relationship, we don't want the same kind of confusion. We want to know exactly how to please you, because making you happy is our victory. Direct communication is like giving us the playbook. You tell us to play, we'll run it and we'll do it better because we know we can score with you. A lot of women think being direct will make them look needy, but let me flip that for you. Directness doesn't make you needy, it makes you confident. It says, I know what I want and I'm not afraid to speak it. That kind of energy is attractive to a man. It takes away the guesswork and it puts you on a pedestal in his eyes because you're not like everyone else playing games. You're clear, you're bold, you're straightforward, and that's rare. A man values that because he doesn't have to spend his energy decoding you. He can spend it loving you, providing for you, and building with you. Let me give you a picture. Imagine you're in a restaurant. You tell the waiter, surprise me. Now, you might end up with a plate full of food you don't even like, and when it comes, you're sitting there disappointed. That's what happens when you play guessing games with the man. But if you look that waiter in the eye and say, I want the steak medium well with mashed potatoes on the side, you're going to get exactly what you wanted, and you'll leave satisfied. That's how men work too. When you spell it out, we can deliver. And here's the beautiful part. When you're direct with a man, you actually give him the freedom to go above and beyond. If you say, I love it if you call me more, a good man will hear that and not only call you more, but maybe show up with flowers, plan a date, make an effort you didn't even ask for, but he wouldn't have been able to get there if he didn't have a starting point. Direct communication opens the door for us to do more than the bare minimum. It gives us the roadmap to surprise you in the best way. The bottom line is this: men love simplicity. We thrive on clarity. If you talk straight, you remove all the doubt, and that makes us feel successful with you. When a man feels he can win with you, he won't stop playing the game. He'll keep showing up, keep investing, keep loving harder because he knows the path is clear. That's why direct communication beats any guessing game you could ever play. There is nothing more attractive to a man than a woman who speaks with confidence. I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm talking about the kind of confidence that comes from knowing who you are, what you bring to the table, and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. When a woman opens her mouth and her words carry assurance, a man listens differently. He leans in because he can feel the power behind what she said. Now, on the flip side, when a woman talks with desperation, it's like she's handing away all her value before he's even earned it. Desperation makes a man pull back, while confidence makes him step up. See, men are natural hunters. We chase, we pursue, we put in effort when we feel a woman is worth it. But if she comes across desperate, it's like the game is already over before it even started. It's like walking into a store and the cashier is shouting, "Take it all for free. I just need you to buy something." That doesn't make you value what's in the store. It makes you suspicious. You start wondering why it's so easy to get. The same thing happens with a desperate tone. A man begins to wonder, why does she need me this badly? What's missing here? But when a woman speaks with confidence, it's the opposite. It's like that store with the velvet ropes, the one that doesn't need to beg customers, because everyone already knows what's inside is valuable. Confidence in your voice tells a man you've got options. It tells him that while you're interested in him, you're not dependent on him for your sense of worth. You're choosing him, not clinging to him. And men go crazy for that. Why? Because we love a challenge. We love the idea that we had to work for something special, that we had to earn our place in your life. A confident woman's words say, "I could be fine without you, but I want you, and that's why I'm here." That's irresistible to a man. Let me give you an example. Imagine two women talking to the same guy. One says, "Why didn't you call me last night? I was waiting. I couldn't sleep. I just need to hear from you." That's desperation. It sounds like she has nothing else going on, like her whole world is waiting on his call. Now picture the other woman who says, "Oh, you don't call? That's all right. I had a great night catching up with friends, but next time, don't leave me waiting too long. I like hearing from you." That's confidence. She's letting him know she wanted to hear from him, but she didn't crumble when he didn't deliver. She still had her life, her energy, her joy, and she's reminding him she deserves consistency without begging for it. Which one of those women do you think he's going to chase harder? The confident one every time. When you speak with desperation, your words carry a certain weight of fear. Fear of losing him, fear of being alone, fear of not being chosen. But when you speak with confidence, your words carry expectation. Expectation that you will be treated with respect, that your time is valuable, that you are worthy of effort. Men rise to expectation. If you sound desperate, you give him permission to treat you however he wants. If you sound confident, you set the standard for how he must approach you. And let me tell you, the right man will not be intimidated by that. He'll be inspired by it. Confidence also brings playfulness into your voice. You can flirt, tease, challenge him without it sounding like you're clinging. That little spark of boldness drives men crazy because it shows you're not afraid to engage on equal ground. You're not putting him on a pedestal, but you're also not putting yourself beneath him. You're showing him that you're a partner, not a project. And when a man feels that energy, he doesn't just want to stick around, he wants to lock it down. So when you talk to a man, check the tone of your words. Are you speaking like you're begging for his attention or like you already know you deserve it? Because the way you communicate sets the stage for how he will treat you. If you want him to value you, you've got to speak like you value yourself. That's the kind of confidence that makes a man lose his mind over you because he knows he's dealing with a woman who doesn't just want love, she commands it. One of the deepest truths about men that many women overlook is that men crave appreciation for what they do. It's wired into who we are. A man can take on the toughest job, carry the heaviest load, face rejection, and deal with pressure all day long. But if he comes home and the woman in his life looks him in the eye and says, "Baby, I appreciate you," that man will feel 10 feet tall. Appreciation is fuel for a man. It makes him want to do more, give more, be more. And when a woman understands how to use her words in that way, she taps into a power that most people don't even realize they have. See, here's how it works Men are built to provide, to protect, to problem solve. That's not just tradition, that's nature. When a man fixes something in the house, he's not just trying to save a few dollars. He's showing you he can handle business. When he fills up your gas tank or brings you coffee, it might look like a small thing, but to him it's proof that he's taking care of his woman. If those things go unnoticed, it starts to wear him down. But when you acknowledge it, even with something as simple as, thank you, I love how you always look out for me, it gives him the kind of strength no paycheck could ever give. Now, don't get it twisted. Men don't need you to throw a parade every time they take the trash out. It's not about overdoing it. It's about letting him know you see the effort. You'd be surprised how far a little appreciation goes. When a man feels like his efforts are invisible, he starts to question why he's doing them in the first place. He may keep going out of duty, but that spark, that fire, it dies out. On the other hand, when he feels appreciated, it's like putting lighter fluid on that fire. It blazes higher. You'll start doing things you didn't even ask for just because he wants to feel that appreciation again. And ladies, let me tell you something. The world is not kind to men. Out there, he's fighting battles you don't always see. He's competing at work. He's dealing with stress. He's carrying pressure to provide. And a lot of times, nobody is saying thank you. Out there, he's just another number, another employee, another man in traffic. But when he comes home and you speak appreciation into him, you separate yourself from the rest of the world. You become his safe place, the one person who makes him feel like a hero. And when a man feels like a hero with you, he doesn't want to be anywhere else. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a man spends all day fixing something around the house. He's sweating, tired, maybe frustrated, but he gets it done. He comes to you and says, it's fixed. Now you could just nod and move on like it was expected, or you could stop, look him in the eye and say, baby, I appreciate you taking care of that for me. You always make sure things are handled. Do you see the difference? One response treats it like it didn't matter. The other feeds his soul. That second response will make him think about what else he can fix, what else he can do, how else he can show up for you, because you just gave him the reward he's been working for, your appreciation. Men aren't always good with words. Some men struggle to say what they're feeling, but the way you appreciate them tells them everything they need to know. It tells them they're valued. It tells them they're respected. It tells them that what they're doing is not in vain. And that right there is more powerful than you realize, because a man who feels unappreciated will eventually give less. But a man who feels appreciated will give you the world. So remember this. Men don't just crave love. They crave acknowledgement for the things they do. The smallest thank you, the smallest I see you can go further than the biggest gifts. And when you learn to speak to a man in a way that shows him appreciation, you unlock the side of him that wants to love you endlessly, provide for you tirelessly, and commit to you fully. Men may act tough, but the truth is we love a challenge. It's in our DNA. From the time we're boys, we're competing, racing bikes, playing ball, seeing who can climb the highest or run the fastest. That spirit never leaves us. A man wants to feel like he's earned something, that he's worked for it, that he had to put in effort. But here's the key. The challenge has to be playful, not punishing. A man will run from constant nagging, endless criticism, or harsh demands, but he will run toward a woman who teases him, pushes him, and keeps him on his toes in a fun, feminine way. That type of challenge doesn't discourage him, it excites him. See, when a woman challenges a man with playfulness, it sparks something inside him. It says, you're good, but I know you can do better. And men rise to that. A playful challenge makes us sharpen up, put in more effort, and prove ourselves in the best way possible. It's not about being hard to please. It's about inspiring him to bring his best. And when he feels that from you, he's going to chase, he's going to commit, because men crave that sense of winning with a woman who knows how to keep the energy alive. Now, don't confuse challenge with drama. Drama will push a man away. If you constantly argue, nitpick, or tear him down, he'll feel defeated, not motivated. But if you bring it with a smile, with a laugh, with some flirtation, he'll lean in. For example, let's say he's taking too long to call you. Instead of saying, "You never call me, you're so inconsiderate," you could say, "Oh, so you trying to make me wait like I'm on some VIP list? Don't forget, I'm the main event." You see how different that feels? It's still a challenge, but it's playful. It doesn't attack him. It invites him to do better. Playful challenges also show confidence. When you can tease a man, when you can look at him with that little smirk and say, "That's all you got," it tells him you're not afraid to engage. It shows you're not desperate, you're not begging, you're holding your own. And men go crazy for that, because it means he has to keep earning you